Jai Shri Ram. We are learning this word brinkmanship. Brink, means the very edge of something, the border. So, reckless brinkmanship. That's a good adjective. So, brinkmanship means pushing a dangerous situation to the very brink rather than conceding a point. So, it means, using some extremely dangerous tactics and waiting for disaster to strike and hoping that the opponent will back out just in time so that we can win. But then usually it can have dangerous consequences for both. So political brinkmanship is something that we see all the time. Nuclear brinkmanship, that means saber rattling, SABRE-RATTLE, to saber rattle, which means two people or two nations are brandishing their weapons. Brandish means to display. So they are threatening to launch a nuclear attack. So what will happen if a nuclear attack is actually launched? The whole world will be wiped out. So when two nations are fighting, in fact the whole world is at risk if they are nuclear powered nations. So this kind of an activity is called brinkmanship. So pushing dangerous events to the brink rather than concede a point. The antonym of brinkmanship, the opposite, is discretion, judiciousness, guardedness, prudence, caution, wisdom. Use your discretion. So in the case of, I've just picked up some phrases which you can learn to use. See, when you use these words in the form of phrases, you will not run the risk of making a mistake, because there are co-locations. Co-locations are always there. Co-locations means which adjective works with which noun, and so on and so forth. Which adjective actually works with which adverb works with the verb, and some things like that. So when you're learning phrases, it is always safer and better. You will not feel embarrassed when somebody points out that you have used the word wrongly. So in the cold wars of business and politics, brinkmanship is a dangerous game. So nuclear brinkmanship. Why all this brinkmanship? It's all a kind of maneuvering. So political brinkmanship. In any game of brinkmanship, one side will collapse suddenly. Brinkmanship always favors the strong. Brinkmanship always favors the creditors. You can go on. Audacious brinkmanship, reckless brinkmanship, engaged in brinkmanship. This brinkmanship is futile. It is pointless. We must shift from this adversarial. Adversary means the opponent. So very often we find people are so frustrated, embittered, they're always fighting, but they don't realize if they stop the fighting, everyone stands to gain. So you can use this phrase somewhere. We must shift from adversarial brinkmanship to one of mutual interest and transparency. So I do not know who used this phrase, but it's worthwhile emulating. Emulate means to imitate, somebody worth imitating. So negotiations very often we see are riddled with brinkmanship. Riddled means full of. So now I hope you listen to this again. Do not indulge in any kind of brinkmanship. Sometimes there is no option, right? So what happened in the Mahabharata war? What happened in the Ramayana? Ravana could have quietly given Sita back, and Rama would have pardoned that fellow. But the lives of millions of Rakshasas he sacrificed. Unfortunately, they chose him as a king. So even in the Mahabharata you find Krishna went as an emissary, EMISSARY, and he said, okay, you don't give us the kingdom, it doesn't matter, just give us 5 villages. They were not willing to even part with that. Duryodhana did not part with that. And as a result, crores of people finally died. So this kind of brinkmanship is disastrous for any society. So in human society, all nations should understand that together mankind can progress if we all develop relationships based on friendliness, amity, comity, and mutual respect. Otherwise, the world will face disaster. Already 2 world wars we have seen, and one more seems to be on the brink. We are on the brink of another one. Jai Shri Ram.